Michelle's just said I'm fat.
Yeah, I did. But so am I, so.
You know, I'm flabbergasted. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. It is Sunday morning as well. 8:45 currently. The sun is up. Oh, beautiful sunrise. And we're going for a road trip. Road trip?
Road trip.
Road trip. Let's see where we end up. Okay, guys, that's us setting off on our road trip. We've got to turn left in 2.1 miles. And where are we going?
Culloden.
To look at
The moor.
because there was
A battle.
in.
Scotland.
Yes, we're off up to Culloden Moor to
Site of the last hand-to-hand battle fought in Britain.
the Jacobite
Rebellion.
Rebellion. And just so that you know, it wasn't an English-Scottish war, it was a Jacobite, it was Protestant Catholic.
Yes. Scots fighting Scots.
Yeah, and there was English Jacobites there. In fact, where I come from, the Manchester Regiment, where I come from, the Manchester Regiment were fighting for the Jacobites. All it was to try and put King James his heir back on the throne after it'd been King James the 7th of Scotland and 2nd of England had been kind of expelled from Britain. And the Hanover Revolution, basically, they thought, we don't want a Catholic king anymore, they got rid of him, sent him away. Yeah, we invited a king over and curtailed the powers greatly. That's the part of the history bit that obviously we'll fill in the bits as we go along. With that, moving on. Okay guys, here we are at the Culloden Battlefield. Culloden Battlefield Trail, as it says on the top. The battle will take place in 1746. Let's go and see what's happening. Okay guys, here we are, challenging perspectives. We've got the events that led to the Battle of Culloden divided families and loyalties across Scotland. But the story of the 45 is not as clear a cut as it first may appear. The Highland pikes are believed to have been carried at Culloden, but perhaps by a pipe from the government, not the Jacobite side. Try and get it so I don't see my reflection. Okay guys, here we're at the Culloden Visitor Centre. Unfortunately, we have been advised that we're not going to be allowed to vlog inside the exhibition. The reason for that, there's a lot of copyright issues, but we can vlog on the battlefield itself. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what she said.
So we just can't vlog inside, so we're going to have a look and then we'll show you the battlefield. Moving on. Flags. I hope you can hear me with the wind. And these red flags, this is the government. These were the government lines. This is where the government troops were lined up, waiting for the battle. And over there, you can see the blue flags way off in the distance. I won't pick it up on this camera. That is where the Jacobite army was lined up.
It's really bizarre because when you look at all the exhibits inside, it looks like Culloden Battlefield was absolutely massive, and I mean I can clearly see the
Jacobite forces came from over here. It was the Jacobite forces that opened fire first with their cannon. Towards the government troop lines, who then returned fire with cannon, and then the order was given for the Jacobites to advance, and as they advanced, the government forces cannon kept firing and firing and firing, and when they got closer they changed out the shot from cannonballs, solid cannonballs, to canisters of grape shot, which was basically a canister filled up with lead balls, and just firing them at it, and the government forces firing back, and the Jacobite troops came in and basically on the battlefield at round about this area where the red flags are. Okay guys, and as it says here, roughly here where we are, what does it say where we are on here? It doesn't, does it? It doesn't say where we are, but we'll show you. Looking back over the government lines with the red flags, this is where they would have opened fire with the muskets, not where we were. The actual audio described set off a little bit too early. So we leave to our water terminal. It's just that's some information, don't want to read that. Okay, archaeologists find items here relating to artillery, suggesting that the Jacobites were pounded by numerous rounds of canister shot, cans full of musket balls or grape shot, fired from the government field guns. This is where they open fire with their muskets. But guys, this is where the Athols men would have been, 500 of the Jacobite line, facing the government troops. The first shots were fired. The first cannon shot the battle from here. Government troops responded with their own cannon fire to try and destroy the Jacobite guns. Some Jacobites suffered terrible injuries as they stood in line, waiting to charge. If you would like to know how these things are thought about today, there are still people that paying the respects to people that died in this area. It's probably somebody that lost a relative or an ancestor in this battle. Things that it's like in Britain, it's never ever forgotten. Okay guys, this is where the Camerons stood, 400 men of the Camerons looking over this. Obviously we've no idea whether all this was here, but we've just heard on the audio described that in front of us was all marshland. It wasn't good. They were saying that they picked it well because it wasn't suitable for cavalry.
Not that it mattered because they went to them.
Yeah, which kind of, I don't know, maybe a tactical blunder. I don't know, because if they stood here and they can't get the cavalry at them, might have been
coming in from the right there.
It would have been a good place to stay so that the men couldn't come at them. But the cavalry could have only attacked on a very thin line. Yeah, easily defended against it. Here is the place where the Appin Regiment of 250 men stood Stuarts up in and the McLarens. Okay guys, you can see it. Well, probably not on this camera, but above us there's an aircraft going over the battlefield from this airport. Just taking off. And here was where the John Roy Stuart's regiment stood, 200 men. Okay guys, that's us back home now, about to have a pancake, and we're about to watch, what's it called?
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Because that's what we do. I just checked some of the footage we've been taking today. It's a little bit windy and I don't have the microphone, unfortunately. Never mind, let's see we'll see what we can get up. Maybe I'll get some up. Anyway, moving on. Excuse me. Okay guys, that's us. We've watched the film. Miss Peregrine's School for
Peculiar Children.
Tim Burton film, and it was. Did you like?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it wasn't like the book?
There's nothing like the book.
Nothing at all like the book.
First bit was sort of like the book.
So, a completely different story, was it? Just the same characters?
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, I thought it was really good. It wasn't top notch. It wasn't top notch Tim Burton, but it was good. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I suppose I'd give it a 7 out of 10. You?
As a movie, yeah, it's about a 7. As a book adaptation, it sucked.
Out of 10 for the book?
1.
Bad, was it?
Yeah, pretty
So-
much.
So the film's better than the book?
Pretty much everything after he hit the island was different.
Oh well.
But it was good. The skeleton army was a particularly surreal part.
Yeah, I still don't know how they made them.
Well,
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, man.
We'll not spoil it for you. We'll let you watch it, unless you've already watched it. You know what it's all about. But yeah, I quite enjoyed that. 7 out of 10 for me. I must have enjoyed it because you see him yawning, and I managed to stay awake all the way through a 2-hour film at home, sitting on my couch. Which after having some exercise today, actually getting out and about in the fresh air. Now, I don't know how the film is going to come out today. It's not so much the film will be okay. It was extremely windy and I don't think the microphone would have picked up very well, but we'll see. Michelle will go through the stuff tomorrow and see what's useful, but I think you're going to end up with a lot of film which isn't, unfortunately. But anyway, with that, it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Good night. I need to get to bed and get rested for work tomorrow. See you tomorrow.